The first major instructions that we're going to learn is the if statement to help make decisions within our program. But to be able to use those, we first have to understand the relational operators that are provided in C++ and in most other languages. These operators, as we see in the code here, provide comparisons, ways to compare your normal comparisons, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, equality, equal to, are they equal to, and not equal to. Right? And they all return what's called a Boolean value, a true false. It's only two possible values that they can return. And you see me in the code here using those relationship operators, and I'm assigning the result to a variable, which I declared as a bool, right, which stands for Boolean, which again can only be true or false. And true and false, basically, in theory, false is 0 and true is 1. In reality, though, true is any non-zero value that we can get. Alright, so these relational operators will return a true and false. That's all we care about, especially when we're dealing with if statements and then later on with the loops. So let's take a look at these. Alright, and what you see I did here is I wrote an equation for all the operators and assigned it to a variable, and then just outputted that variable on a new line. Right, so the two values we're currently working with are 5 and 3. So looking at the output, right, for result, the first one, it says the result is a 1, so it must be true. Is x greater than y? Well, x is 5 and y is 3, so it is true. That's why we got the 1. The next statement was comparing less than, so it has to be false if this one was true. Right, so we got a 0 there. Next one's asking, is x greater than or equal to y? So again, we know where they're already greater than, x is greater than y, so we got a 1 as output. And you can see here in the outputs, the next two are false, and then the last one is true. And the next one we need to look at is less than or equal to. It's got to be false because we know x is not less than y. We know they're not equal. Alright, but we know they are not equal, so that's why the last one is true. Alright, they're not equal because one is 5 and one is 3. Alright, now this one here you gotta be very careful with. A lot of new programmers, I've even seen some experienced programmers, leave out one of the equal signs. You do need both equal signs. They are very different. Alright, this is checking for equality when you have two equal signs. If you have a single equal sign, that's an assignment statement. You're assigning a value to another variable. That will always be true. Okay, it will provide some assignment, right? So it'll always work out to be true. So your if statement or your loops that you're using will always be true. Right? So that's a typical programming error, and lots of time results in an infinite loop or invalid logic happening. So be very careful of that. That's definitely a programming issue there. All right. So here in the code, the next thing, if we go down a little bit here, I changed the values. All I did was swap them the other way around so that the x is the 3 and the y is the 5 now. So if I hit enter, it show those results. Right, and they should be pretty much kind of opposite of each other for the most part. Right, we got 1 0 1 0 0 here. We got a 0 1 0 1 and then a 0 and then a 1 again, right? Because they're still not equal, so we know that one's going to be true again. They're not equal, so we know that has to be false. Now x is less than or equal to y, so that should be true. I know I'm going backwards here, but x is no longer greater than y, so that's false. Is x less than y? That is true. And then is y greater than, is x greater than y? That's false. Alright, so the results we expected. Alright, and then if we go down and make the two values equal, alright, and look at those results. Oh, I forgot to put my pause in there. Let's put that in there also. Alright, there we go. See what happens when you don't test your code completely. Alright, so let's start over again there. There's the first results, second results, and there's your third results. Alright, so again asking, is x greater than or equal to y? That's false. They're not. X is not greater than y and x is not less than y. So those two should be false. Here we're saying is x greater than or equal to y? They're equal, so that's going to be true. Here we're asking, is x less than or equal to y? That's also true because they are equal. Are they equal? Equality? Yes, that is true. And then they are no longer not equal to each other. They are equal, so that will give us a false. Alright, so again, these relational operators are very important when dealing with if statements. They're going to allow us to control the flow of the program, and then in another chapter we're going to talk about loops, or another set of videos. Right? So we're going to use these also. They're used quite a bit to control the flow of logic. Right? And we'll show you how to combine these shortly in another video.